Good evening, everyone. This is Ania Felder here with your local News with Nia Podcast. This evening at 6, the Belleville Area Museum will be hosting a Sincerely Yours History Through Letters event, where library assistant Nikki Pickeral will be reading and unboxing old letters from local residents that once or still live here in Belleville. But before that event begins at 6, the museum curator has agreed to let us stop in for a brief tour of the museum. So let's go on inside and take a look. So now I'm here inside. Can you two please introduce yourselves?
My name is Mary Utz, and I'm the Belleville Area Museum Curator.
And I'm Nikki Pickeral. I am the executive assistant over at the Belleville Area District Library.
Okay. Can one of you guys please tell me about the history of the museum, kind of like how it started and where you guys got most of these artifacts from?
Yeah, we were founded in 1996, and all of our artifacts come from local area people who were just donating stuff that either had to do with the history or were significant historical artifacts.
Okay, that's really nice. So, can you guys please tell me about what these dresses over here represent?
These are from the late 1890s to the early 1900s, and these would have been just day dresses, so they would have worn them around town, just walking around. Here we have one that has a hoop skirt in it, so we just have that here, and at the back is a bustle, and that would have accentuated the posterior end of anyone wearing it, and which was part of the fashion. That was what they wanted.
Thank you. Can you guys please tell us a little bit about the pictures on the wall?
So the pictures, when they were redoing the museum to reopen it for the for the opening again after COVID, I was commissioned from the township to write some of the panels. I didn't write all of the panels, and to find pictures for the walls. And so these pictures come out of the archive. They range all kinds of dates, early 1900s all the way up into the World War II, which is in 45. So, yeah.
Thank you, Nikki.
Mm-hmm.
Standing in here, we have some formal Belleville High students' uniforms. So, Mary, can you tell us a little bit about how you got them and what year some of them are from?
Yeah, so they were likely all donated by Belleville students.
One here is from the class of 1957. This is a band uniform, as you can see on here. This was number 5, it looks like. Or, nope, 57. I'm wrong. Here is, this one's our oldest one. It's from 1928, and it belonged to Muriel Fisher at the time, but then she married, and it became Muriel Bolter. So this is just the regular kind of black and orange as we know it. This one here was interesting to me because it doesn't have orange in it at all, as we know the classic Belleville colors to be, but it sounds like at one time the band was gray and red. So this is the whole symphony band uniform that we have.
So do you think the band colors would have been gray and red before they were black and orange?
I think no, because some of the earliest colors, such as this one, this is black and orange and it's 1927.
Okay.
But this one is from a later date, so.
It could have just been maybe they just changed it for that season.
It sounds like it, yeah.
Towards the back of the museum, we have a picture of a well-known local doctor who would make house visits. So, Mary, can you please tell us who this is?
Yeah, so this is Dr. Herbert F. Robb, as opposed to his son, who was Dr. Herbert J. Robb, who was younger. It says at the start of World War I, he was employed at Harper Hospital in Detroit, and then he later joined the war efforts and served as a Navy doctor. After that, he moved to, not directly after, but afterwards, he did move to Belleville in about 1920 when he started working here. He worked here for 45 years.
Wow.
Yeah, he was mostly everyone's doctor. He did everything from therapy, so he did mental and physical health, which was common at that time for it to be one thing. So he would help everyone, kids, adults. Yeah.
So do you know how he became a doctor?
Yeah, so he went to Detroit College of Medicine in, there it is, 1917.
Do you know when he retired being the local doctor here?
Yes, he retired. It would be 45 years after he started. So it was about 1965. And then his son, Dr. Herbert J. Robb, was the one who donated his car here. Okay, so this is Dr. Herbert Robb's Ford Model T. The date is 1919, and he would take this on his visits when he would go, when someone's really sick and couldn't get out of bed to come see him, he would come to them. Another thing is that his office was where Crafted is now in Belleville, so just 2 doors down was where he used to live and work.
Standing here is Dr. Robert's medicine cabinet. So, Mary, can you please tell me a little bit about the type of medicine he would prescribe and what he'd use for his patients?
Yeah, so he would have basically just like pills or liquids, same kind of medication we have, but kind of different medications that maybe we wouldn't prescribe now, such as infant opium that we have in here. So just kind of something that you would have that would today be different, but it was at the time perfectly acceptable to use.
Thank you, Mary.
Yeah, no problem.
That's all we have time for today for the tour. But coming up next, Nikki will be reading letters of local residents, so stay tuned for that. Upstairs in the museum, Nikki Pickeral did a brief introduction for the Sincerely Yours History Through Letters event.
This is local history through letters. So this program is presented by the Belleville Area District Library and the Belleville Area Museum. This program is also sponsored by the Friends of the Belleville Area District Library.
Shortly after the introduction, Nikki began reading a few letters, such as this one, written by former Belleville resident and World War II veteran Morel Shook, in which he describes the gruesome details of finding one of his veteran colleagues' thumbs cut off in a box. Luckily, there were some less gruesome letters found in the library archives that Nikki read, such as this one here.
To the Clark girls, which is Clara and Genevieve. This is from their mother, so Mother Clark is what I've lovingly been calling her. So she's writing this from home on November 19th, 1899. My dear girls, this is how she starts all of her letters. The Clark family has a big, huge collection downstairs. A lot of letters from all the sisters and their mother. I wonder if it has been a short week. Also, Mother Clark's handwriting is terrible. So hang tight, guys. I wonder if it has been a short week. Blank goes blank. Does not seem as if it could be a whole week, of course. I have been busy, and so have you. My arm has been very bad, but I think today is better, and hope it will keep on doing so. Jesse Guthwaite is buried today at Wayne. He died of diabetes, and Mrs. Mooney, stepfather, has died. Funeral was Friday. We did not go. There was a dance at the hall last Friday night, and it was a regular drunken row. Mr. Mooney said he was glad that Bertha was not there. He is not much better, but so he was able to go out to church. The doctor says if he takes cold that he will probably die. Last night, the Maccabees, I know that they're a name around here too. Maccabees put a stop to the dance business and voted them out of the hall, for which I am glad. Even Jim Sparrow voted against dances. Dilbert Martin was initiated. He has been a long time on the road. The papers were lost, and they had a great time. You know that we initiated to Vinavales last Thursday night. You also know that it rained like 60. I don't know what that means. And no one went but right Crittenden folks. But it was too bad. I hope we will have a good night for the social Friday of this week. Mother Fisher, Fred C. Fisher's mom, has got me guaranteed, bet your life, she made fried cakes and pies and went over to New Boston and sold them. I shall have to put my fingers into my pocketbook and pull out a quarter. and it won't be much of an experience either. I hope this will make blank and blank. Julia Guilford is out now and will be till after Thanksgiving Society this last Saturday. This week at Carolyn Phillips. Clara is writing to Fanny. She says, "Oh, precious Fanny, she was very good last Saturday. Her little curly palette bobs about," and then she loses me completely. I think she's talking about her hair. Grace Yost has arrived at home, they say. I have seen her. I hope has improved in health. They say she is much better. I left this space because I was so sleepy last night, and now Papa is in a hurry to start, so I'll say goodbye. With lots of love, Mother. So the hall, I've narrowed it down. So she's talking about initiations, and she's talking about being voted out. So I have a suspicion. I thought maybe it was here, because this upstairs was built to be a social hall, and they had dances up here. It's the music hall. Yeah. So, and the music hall is now a part of the church, right? Or is that something different I'm thinking of?
I think so, yes.
Okay. So there was a music hall in town, and apparently things got out of hand and everybody was upset. So it was a right drunken row, that's for sure.
It was built for the IOF, which is the Independent Order of Oddfellows. Well, so it was a business underneath, and then they built the hall on top of it.
Where was it?
It was down this road. It was next to Campbell's. I think it was, I can't remember if it was the right or the left side of the road, but it was near the Independent building.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so that was Mother Clark.
Once the event wrapped up, I was able to get a brief closing statement from Nikki before leaving for the day. Now that the event is over, Nikki, that was a very nice event you hosted.
Thank you.
I was wondering, what inspired you to host this event where you unbox letters and read them from old local residents?
Letters are my favorite thing in an archive. That and catalogs. So letters just give kind of a really good insight on what people are doing in the time period that the letters are written in. It gives emotion, not just facts about what's going on, but it just gives an insight on what people are doing in any time period, what they're up to, who they're in their lives. What's happening in the world and how they feel about it. So it gives a good wealth of information.
Can you tell us a little bit about what gave you the idea to do it?
Yeah. So I always have loved letters, but I was in the archive doing something else here at the Belleville Museum, and I came across a Civil War soldier's letter, and it was giving really good real accounts to what is going on during the war and how he feels about it and what he is going through. And it was pretty gruesome, but it gives firsthand accounts. And I thought, wouldn't it be great just to read letters, just to give that raw emotion of what people are feeling in a time. So and then National Library Week came up and we needed a program, and I said, well, I've got one in the wing, and here we are.
Would you ever host an event similar to this ever again?
Yes.
Maybe in the future? Yes.
We are. There's too many letters not to. There's too many good stories out there to not share again. So I will do this again, yeah.
That sounds great. Well, everyone, that's News with Nia for tonight. Thank you and have a good night. Thank you for tuning in to our local Belleville News with Nia podcast. Please stay tuned for our next upcoming interview featuring Belleville Area Art Council President Rhonda Dutton.